So the first question is, what corporation owns the WKYT station? We are actually owned by Gray, and it's headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. There's about 40 stations, 73 affiliates, but a really great company to work for, but a fairly large-sized corporation. I think working under a corporation, it's always something that you wonder about if your voice is going to get heard. But I think here at WKYT, we do have a voice. Obviously, we're in the business to have a voice for others, but within our corporation, we certainly have a voice. And Gray has been a great company to work for and a great corporation to work for. Do you have a blog? And if you don't, why not? Well, blogs are kind of interesting. Some folks here at the station over the years have had blogs. I have never had a blog. It's just not something that I've chosen to do, but our Chris Bailey has a very, very popular blog that everyone loves, and it's really become something that people just really want to see what's going to be on there. And he started that many, many years ago and has had great success for himself. But it's one of those things, I've always thought about it, and then you think about, do I really have something to say in a blog? So at this point, no blog for me. Where do we get most of our news? Well, it's an interesting task of gathering the news. Quite honestly, we do a lot of searching. We look at a lot of different newspapers from all over Kentucky. The good thing is a lot of the newspapers are online now, of course, so it's kind of very easy. We still rely on getting news tips from both emails or phone calls from viewers, and social media has helped immensely. We can go to Facebook, we can go to Twitter. People can get to us instantaneously with those forms of media now. So it's very interesting where we start to gather things. But at the end of the day, it's also about looking at the things that are happening around us. And sometimes it's about looking at the things that are happening nationally and finding a way that we can localize them here in Central Kentucky and find a different way to bring them to our viewers here. I've been in the business 11 years. That's a short amount of time relatively, but also a time where I've seen things change immensely in the way that we go about gathering news and, again, where we find the news. It used to be that breaking news was you ran to the set, you got it on the air first. Sometimes right now, the chain of command is you get it on the internet first as breaking news, and then we're putting it out on social media, and we're telling people about it that way, and then you'll see us pop up with that breaking news. So that has changed greatly over the years. I mean, at the end of the day, journalism is still journalism. It's just changed immensely in the way we go about finding our news and, again, how we get that news out. Technology is always changing. So over the last 11 years, the technology that we use in-house, the technology that we take out to gather news, that has changed and is always going to be changing. And that's how you stay ahead of the game, if you will. You used to take a live truck out everywhere you go. We have one live truck now. Now we have these units called TVUs. So they're basically a backpack and you can take them anywhere and we can go live with them if we need to. So we're always trying to stay ahead of the game and ahead of that latest technology. We are a very social media based newsroom. Obviously, we're talking about that's the way we look at news, gather news. That's how people get to us. We rely very heavily on our Facebook pages, our Twitter pages. All of us here at the station have multiple different sites. A lot of us have, the Facebook pages and the Twitter, but then you can have Instagram and all these other things. So that's a great way that makes us very accessible to all the viewers that we see each and every night when we give them the news. So it is a very social media based place. Again, that's a place that you're going to see breaking news first, and it's going to come to you. And that's probably the way most of you out there want your news. You want it very fast. You want it right in the palm of your hand, and you want to be able to move on to the next thing. Of course, I'm on the news desk every afternoon from 4:30 until 6:30, and then you'll see me back here at 11 o'clock. But I'm also a reporter. That's why I got in the business. So I still do promotable pieces every month, sometimes a couple of times a month, actually. I also produce a monthly segment called Talk Pink, and it features breast cancer survivors, the latest research that's going on with breast cancer. And that's something that's very important as a woman, that I get out to other women in Central Kentucky. And then also all of us here that you see on air, we're the face of the station. So a majority of our time is spent representing the station, whether it be doing things like this for your class project, or it's out at public events, or emceeing things, or just being involved in the community. We really serve our viewers, and we want to be out there among our viewers, and we want to see what they're doing and what they're into. So we sit out here and we take it seriously that we are the face of the station, and so that's what we do. We go out and we represent this station. But ultimately, we are journalists, and we're here to bring you the news and bring you the very latest as the folks that sit out here and anchor the news, but also as those reporters.